I told myself I would try my best not to cry, and I'm having a really hard time. Dearest gentle listeners, welcome back to another Yap session with Amaya. Today, our topic is a little bit sadder, but it's something that's just been on my mind a lot lately, and I wanted to talk about it. So here we are. The reason I want to talk about this today is because I have been dealing with a few certain things lately, and while I have people in my corner that I can talk to about it, um, there's one specific person that I have just been yearning to speak to about this specific, or not just this specific situation, but like other things too. And I can't because she's not here. And I'm talking about my aunt. We're going to call her Auntie D. Auntie D was like a second mother to me. I love her so, so, so much. And I lost her very young. She passed away when I was about 5. I'm going on 22 now. So it's been some time, but it's like I don't know why it's hitting me so hard now, because obviously like I've basically grieved her my whole life, like not my whole life, but like I said, I lost her really young. She was like a second mother to me. And obviously like when she first passed, the first couple of years, especially as a kid, like you're still kind of learning how to process stuff like that. But she was like one of the first super significant people in my life that I had lost. Like we've lost other people before, but I wasn't like I was close to them, or like they were family and stuff like that, but I wasn't as close as I was with her, you know, even like people who passed after the fact. But with her, it's like as I got older, like the pain, I don't want to say subsided. Because I mean, like I said, like grief is a process, and it's not linear either. Like some days you might be fine, other days and I'm trying to think of how to phrase I'm always trying to think of how to phrase things, but I just gotta let it flow. But I'm just sometimes I get so caught up in trying to find the right words, like as my life has gone on, I still find myself not in a sad way, but just thinking about like it helps me. It would help me in different situations. Like, okay, if Auntie D was here right now, what would she tell me? Or like what would she do in this situation? Because she was such a beam of light, and she had I'm trying not to cry on this video. She had such a way about her, and she just shed so much love and light. Like she was just that person. She was like literally, if you had to like choose, if a hug and sunlight could be a person, it was her. And so often I find myself trying to be be that like the way she was so amazing and had so much love for other people, and just I'm trying so hard not to cry. But yeah, the way like she just conducted her, like she had been through so much, and she was very sick, cancer sucks. um but she still like showed up, and she was still like there, and I want to be that person for other people, because you got to pass that on, and so there are often times where I'm thinking, okay, what would she do in this situation, stuff like that, and that's kind of helped me sometimes too. But lately life has been good, but there have just been like different things where I'm just like, I really want to talk to her. Like, yeah, sometimes I'll have times where it's like, oh, okay, it would be cool to talk to her and stuff like that, right? But I genuinely have been so I don't know. It's weighed so heavy on my mind lately. And I'm just like, especially like with one specific situation, it's like I want to talk to her so bad, and I can't. When I would think about that, that made me feel worse, not only like about the situation, but just in general, because it's like, dang, she's not here. Like she's here, in spirit. And there are little things where it's like, how you get those little reminders from people who have passed on, like, oh, okay, I'm still here, like a sunset, like a butterfly, like something like that, just a little random sign. So I know she's still there. It's just talking to her, like I want to sit down, and I'm like, especially with certain things right now, like I just know you would be sitting at the table and just talking and over tea, and she would have like some type of pastry or something, like. So yeah, let me get to the point. So what I'm just talking about is like, with grief, I think, or at least for me, you kind of forget, like, I'm finding it, hold on. I think the thing with grief is that obviously it's not like people just expect you to get over things, right? But I don't think you, in a way ever really stop grieving, because you're always thinking about that person or those people, and you're always like, there's always going to be little things that remind you of them. And I think that grieving isn't always sad, like there are the different stages of grief. Like there's even acceptance, and you can still like sit in that acceptance and be like, okay, they've passed on, but I can still have these little reminders. I think my thing, especially like lately, is just not that I would be over it or anything, but that I would be at a better standing with it, because of how I've dealt with it through the years. But lately it's like, especially going into adulthood, it's like I said, she was like my second mother. So yes, I have my mom and I talk to her about a lot of things too. However, I just miss her so much. And there's just so much. And I know she's been watching me and seeing like all the things, and I know she's cheering me on, but obviously it's not the same. And like I said, it's not linear. So I don't think I considered that like it wouldn't be linear outside of just like the first couple of years. Like I'm an adult now and I'm still like reverting back into other stages of grief. And I'm like, that's okay. It's a process and it's going to continue to be a process. It's just hard sometimes because I really, really miss her. And like sometimes I'll just like imagine myself giving her a hug or something like that. Something that's kind of bothered me the past few years is that I can't even remember her voice anymore. I had footage with her. I don't know, but like she passed like I said when I was like 5. So I don't know if we even still have that footage. And then she had a message for me. Like I said, she passed from cancer. And at the time, I want to say it was like, I think she was on a floor or something that children couldn't visit, something like that. And so my mom had her camera. And so she had gone up to visit her. I was like, her and my dad, I think, had gone up to visit her. And she had a message for me. They like recorded a message for me. And for some strange reason, the camera did not pick up any audio. So I'll never know. I'll never know what her last message was to me. And I think about that. Oh my gosh. I think about that sometimes too. And it's just like, like I always have to wonder now. I'll never know what. I, I told myself I would try my best not to cry, and I'm having a really hard time. But stuff like that, like I think about so much. It's like how do you navigate that when it's like it's been so long? And I know like a lot of our family, we still talk about her, we still remember her and stuff like that. People still ask me if I remember her. I'm like, yes. Do you know what she was, like who she was to me? It's weird because like I said, it's like, okay, I know I wouldn't be, it's not like I expect myself to be over anything, because it's like you never really get over that type of thing. But it's just, I thought I'd be in a more healed space. And sometimes there are little things where it's like, dang. I don't even know how to explain it. It's just been hitting me really hard lately. Like the past, like a few years ago, I realized, dang, I genuinely, her voice is fading from my memory, and now I couldn't even tell you what she sounds like anymore. I remember what she looks like. I see pictures and stuff like that, but I genuinely forgot about the whole last message thing until I started recording this video. I may never know until maybe I die and see her again what she said to me. And I had a dream when I was in, I want to say elementary or middle school. I think it was elementary school. It was all white, and maybe like somebody who's good at telling dreams, because I'm good with dreams, but some dreams I'm not sure, because I'm a dreamer. But there was a specific dream I had where it was all white. So I think we were in heaven visiting her or something. But it was all white, and the only color was, there was a gazebo. There was like a really pretty gazebo, it was kind of like a dome gazebo, and she was standing there, and around the steps of the gazebo were a bunch of colorful flowers, all types of colorful flowers, right? She was wearing all white, and it was me, my mother, and my sister. We were just standing there, and we walked up to her, she walked up to us, and she was talking, but I couldn't hear what she was saying. And that reminded me of her last message. I'm just like, but that's what I remember as her last message, because I don't remember her seeing her alive after that. I think even though I couldn't hear her in that dream, I feel like that was a way of her telling me, or like reminding us that she's okay. And I know she is. Where she is. I just miss her so much, bro. Like I could really use a hug from you right now. So yeah, that's what I wanted to talk about today. I don't really have much else to add. This is like a genuine yap session. I know last video was kind of like last video. I don't know if I'm posting a different video before this one or this one first, but the last yap session video I did, where I was talking about like being single in your 20s and stuff like that. That was like a yap session. It was my thoughts and stuff, but it was also like low key advice. This one is just my thoughts, and that's where I'm at. Like I'm okay, and life is, there are little things that happen, but that's life, but like I'm very, very grateful. Like I have so much gratitude for so many amazing things that are happening as well. There are certain aspects where I'm just like, it would be so great to talk to her. And the other thing is like I was saying with a specific situation and other things too, I normally, a lot of the times, I have gotten myself through a lot, right? And normally, like when things happen, I have found ways to kind of I figured it out. Like obviously not always immediately, but I find a way and I figure it out and I work it out, right? Because I'm like, things in some way, shape, or form, things are always working out for me no matter how they look at any point in time. However, with the particular thing lately, for the first time in a very, very, very long time, I genuinely had no idea of what to do. And it was like, what do I do? Where do I go from here? How do I navigate this? And it's like, I have people that I'm talking to, and like, somebody needs to tell me what to do. Because, like, I'm processing these things and I'm like, talking them out and kind of figuring out, okay, where I'm at and stuff like that. But what do I do? Like, I just want her to tell me what I need to do. Like, okay, you need to go and like sit down somewhere and go drink you some tea and read a book, I have things that I'm doing, that help. And I have my own way of, taking care, like I'm taking care of myself and stuff like that. I don't know. Not that I need someone to tell me what to do. It's like when you don't know what to do and you kind of have to flow. Like I'm good at going with the flow. But when it comes to situations, I'm like, okay, I need some type of concept of something. That's that. That's where I'm at in that aspect. Just been thinking about her a lot lately, a lot more than usual. Like I'll think about her every now and then, but lately it's just been like, I need you. So just look up at the sky and be like, hey, you see me, I see you, or I'm thinking about you, and thoughts and prayers. God bless, and I miss you so much. You see what's going on, send me a sign or something. Like how you gotta how people like talk to their ancestors and stuff. Like that's my go-to. I'm just like something happens, it's her and God. I'm just like, y'all see that, right? Okay. I know she's very proud of me and of all of us, and I know that one day we'll meet again, and one day I'll finally get to know what she was saying to me. I don't know, sometimes it's just hard, especially like as things fade, and I do my best to keep her memory alive, like just like in who I am. I think a lot of her kind of shaped me. Like even though she was around for such a short time in my life, like she was there when I was born, bro. Like she literally since day one, my day one. That is my day one. She was literally there the day I was born. I don't know. It's like, is the sun coming out? It was raining anyway. So I'm just over here yapping. This video is 20 minutes long. That's that. And I don't mind. I keep yelling into this mic. I try my best to keep her memory alive, just in my actions, my personality. Because, like I said, she genuinely, even though she wasn't around for a lot of my life, she shaped a lot of who I am. Like, just being that loving, kind person. And lately, that's another thing. Like, I have a really big heart. And especially, like, yesterday, I was like, God, why did you give me such a big heart? Because this must be hard. Because I care and love so much and so hard that sometimes I'm like, I have such a large capacity for it, and sometimes I feel like I care for people and love people too much, but I'm human and that's just who I am, and I think it's a great thing that I hold that type of capacity, because some people don't, and that's not great. But I have to, like, I don't really know what words to use, but I have to remind myself that that's okay. Like, you're gonna, like, it hurts, especially when you're like, you have such a big heart and you just care so much for people, because sometimes, like, people aren't used to that, people aren't used to people caring or like really loving them, and sometimes, like, it's not always a malicious thing. Sometimes it's just like it catches them off guard and they don't really know how to, like, what to do with that, and that's okay too. It's a process. Everybody has their thing. I have to realize, like, I have to remind myself, like, it's a blessing and it's not a curse. And yes, sometimes it definitely hurts, especially like when I give a lot of myself and give a lot of love and my essence and my, stuff like that. And it's not, maybe not reciprocated, not just in like relationships and friendships, but just like, well, yeah, those are the main two things. But like, even if it's not reciprocated, like obviously that might hurt, I still have that love in me, and that's a beautiful thing. Stuff like that reminds me of her. Just like, okay, I picked, because I forgot how the quote goes, but it's like, I am a product of everyone that loves me and everyone I've ever loved. Or I am a mosaic of everyone that loves me and everyone I've ever loved. Something like that. But that's like, she's a big part of that mosaic. Like, my character, a lot of it derives from like, you are such a beautiful human being, and I aspire to have the type of impact that you had on me. Even her mom passed when I was a freshman in high school, and she was like an extra grandma, like an extra auntie, you know. And both of them, you know, like the beautiful positive impact they had on other people, the way that they were able to be such a light in people's lives. That's what I aspire to do. I want to bring that love and that light to people, and I hope that I am, and I hope that I continue to. So yeah, or even like looking at pictures, keeping your memory alive that way. And I really hope that I can find, 'cause I think that camera's gone now, but I really hope that there's some SD card somewhere with some type of video of her or something on there where I can just listen to her voice again, because I really don't remember, and that bothers me. It really grinds my gears. I should just make this a whole series, just like life things in your 20s. I don't know. This isn't just the in your 20s thing. This could be like, I could be 30 years old and like be talking about, or like 50 and talking about this. But I just wanted to chat about that for a bit. I didn't mean for this to be so long. I'll catch y'all in the next video. I love you all so much. Take care of yourselves. Stay hydrated. Go be creative. Go create something great. Go paint. Go sing. Go dance. Do your thing. Love and light to all of you. And until we meet again, be kind to yourself. Be kind to others. Love yourself. Love others. And know that I love you. Okay. I love y'all. Take care. Be blessed. Stay safe. And see you later.